All right. This is a bit of a new process. Hello everyone, I'm Oni Black Mage, and right now I'm doing something unusual. So, hello Vincent, thank you very much for enjoying the videos. This is actually going to be an interesting experiment then, because you're going to see, for the first time, me playing a game while also recording it for recap. So, most of the time when I record a video for recap, I don't do it live. And part of the reason is because I always tell myself, who wants to watch me play a game while recording it for recap? Because just to give you a preview of what you're about to see, hey Nanomaster, what's up? Hey Master Strife. When I record a recap, you will see me play, and then there are going to be frequent breaks. Frequent breaks. So there will be times when I stop, and I'm going to mute the mic, and I'm going to be typing a lot. You know, just like this. To basically be taking a skeleton set of notes while I actually play the game of, hey, here's what this interesting thing happened, or this was funny, let me make sure to note a timestamp so that way I can go back and pull the footage of it, or I feel like this might be something interesting. You know, Nano, you don't have to jump to the YouTube one, it's fine either way. If anything, I give more preference to the people on Twitch, but I figure, you know, on YouTube there's a community there and I don't want to ignore anybody, so I'm again dual streaming. And you know, you need B-roll footage, you need to get the cinematics. If somebody says something interesting, you of course want to record that. And of course the basic structure. So this is going to be weird because normally I like to play the game privately, kind of immerse myself in it, so that way I can kind of understand, okay, if I'm playing the game, here's how a player would understand it, or here's what they would get from it. And this isn't going to be a traditional Let's Play from some of the other things you may have seen, because I'm not here to react with an audience about something. If anything, when I'm playing, you may notice that I'm actually pretty mute. Mostly because I'm focusing on what I'm having, you know, right in front of me, so that way I can understand it. But at the same time, you know, it's important to, I don't know, some people say they want to see the process. So here's the process. It's not an interesting process. This is the reason why I don't really, you know, show people it. Because like, oh, I want to see what goes on behind the scenes. I'm like, it's very dull, very boring, and very unintuitive. So there will be times, like I said, expect frequent breaks. And my writing sessions could be anywhere from like an hour to 5 hours. It's simply what I decide I'm going to be doing. So I don't know when I'm going to stop. I don't have a set time or schedule. That's just simply how it goes. All right, without any ado, let's get started. So, and I'll try to walk you guys through what I'm noticing and what I'm seeing. Let's see. The Fiend, I'll be honest, viewer count never matters to me when it comes to streaming, because I stream privately on my own. I'm actually the type of person where I prefer smaller, more intimate audiences, because that way I can actually have a conversation. To me, a lot of the Twitch streamers that have like thousands of people and chat goes by so quickly you can't even see what's going on. I can't imagine how intimidating that must be to look at that. So anyway, the first thing that comes up the moment you boot up the game is the language, which is interesting. Mostly you get like the start screen and then you get the options. So I'm just taking a note of it that they chose to put that as a preference point for the first thing. Oh crap, I hit the wrong. There we go. Whenever I play a game, also, I always believe in creators' intent. So I always do whatever's default. I know there's a ton of customization to make this game more accessible, i.e. incredibly easy to the point where the game plays itself, like assisted mode on Final Fantasy VII Remake. Or you can make it as challenging as you want, where it's incredibly unfair. But I'm going to play on normal, creator's intent. Let me see how they chose to balance this game. I'm also kind of approaching this from a reviewer mindset as well, so if you don't know my style, it's highly critical. That doesn't mean I can't enjoy things, but even when I enjoy things, the purpose for my thing is there's always room for improvement. But feel free to talk or say whatever you want. If anything, if you guys want to watch this, I will upload it on my side channel, OBM Plays, the playthrough. So if you want to watch this game, again, as interrupted and staggered as it will be, and you don't actually want to buy it yourself, hey, consider that a public service. There you go. Alright, common features you may want to adjust. Subtitles, I do like subtitles. Subtitles are on. Always on. I don't know if I want combat dialogue. Well, maybe in case somebody says something interesting. Yes, I do like to know the speakers. I don't need them individual. Interesting. Just out of curiosity, I wonder what the arrow thing looks like. Oh, interesting. Actually, I'm listening to this on headphones. I guess auto then. I like how it says there's a skip puzzle option. I'm expecting puzzles now. So here's the thing, Nano. Normally I do have a soft rule of waiting at least 6 months to recap something. Here's the thing, though. I'm making an exception for Last of Us Part 2 because I don't have any love for Last of Us. And I get the feeling that when I review this game, if I don't like the story, I may just put out a recap of it early because at that point, I'm allowing people to enjoy the story without buying the game. I think The Last of Us is highly polished mediocrity. I have zero love for it. I don't think it's a terrible game. I don't think it's a great game. I think it's just an okay game. I don't think it did anything except in the visual department for being impressive. The story was as okay as it could have been. Characters, good dialogue, good character development. I'll give credit where credit's due. That game had good character development. The amount of characters that were talking, exchanging dialogue, expressing personalities, that was good. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it was good. Actors did a great job, of course. And yeah, everything else was just okay. I've never been a fan of Naughty Dog combat, so I thought it was lame. I didn't like how 90% of the game was a stealth action game with bad AI. And to me, it was only okay. You will never hear me say the word masterpiece when it comes to The Last of Us. Last of Us, in my opinion, was good at character development. Last of Us, I think, was only average. Like, it was okay when it came to storytelling. It was... I tell people that The Last of Us is a game that it's okay to watch a Let's Play on because when you actually play the game, you're mostly watching the game anyway. You're either watching a cutscene, watching a scripted sequence, more or less play itself, or because most of combat is stealth, you're watching the game do its patrol cycles or waiting for somebody to move or get in a position for you to sneak attack them. You spend most of your time watching the game, not actually engaging it in any other fashion. So if you actually watch the game versus playing the game, you're not really missing much because the gameplay was kind of a backseat factor. It's a step above the interactive movies you feel and hear, like Detroit Become Human or something. It's like the step above that, where the game almost plays itself. What's interesting is that you have an option here for the game to play itself. It's like they're not even pretending anymore. I understand it's for accessibility purposes, but it probably wasn't very hard for them to implement that because that's basically how the game was in the originally. But a lot of people like it, and I respect people for liking whatever they want to like. Lots of games out there. Lots of games out there. Interesting they're choosing this as the opening still. Now I'm going to let this sit here for about a minute, because if you guys know, anytime I start a recap and I don't have if there's no intro scene that plays out, like there wasn't anything, it just went straight to the menu. When I do the intro part, I have to have just a still for about a minute or two. So we're gonna put down the controller and just talk about things for Last of Us. Going in, I have fortunately avoided, I believe, to be most of any specific really big spoilers. I have, of course, heard all the word on the street about bad things happening to major characters, or radical shifts after the midway point of the game, or people being very mixed. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people enjoy the risks that they took, some people did not. It's a very divisive game. That part is interesting to me, to see what happens in terms of what can make people so triggered. So I've done a pretty good job of avoiding all of that. Now, if you tell me, if somebody in chat like spoils it for me, I don't care, because I'm doing a live playthrough. I'm going to find out in a few hours anyway. To me, spoilers should never ruin a good story, ever. Because if a spoiler ruins a good story, that means the story wasn't good to begin with. You go into Romeo and Juliet knowing they die at the end. Spoiler alert. But the point wasn't that they died. It was the tragedy of their struggle and futility and fighting against the love to begin with. It was the journey to that point. It was a story to that point. The point wasn't that they died. That was just the caveat to the overall struggle and divisiveness that the story was trying to tell. The story itself. That's the reason why, to this day and age, people still tell the story of Romeo and Juliet over and over through different forms of medium, even if it's not directly called Romeo and Juliet, because the point is not that they die. The point is the journey and the story and the strife and struggle along the way. Same way to other movies. Like, okay, you can go into The Empire Strikes Back knowing that Darth Vader's Luke's father. Does that ruin the entire movie? No. The entire movie's still great. You shouldn't ever hinge your entire story on one gotcha moment. If that's all you have a weak story. Because a good story, a classic story, is one that's good no matter how many times it's told, no matter what length of time. So it's still going to be good next year. It's still going to be good 10 years from now. That's a good story. That's one of the reasons why I loved Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII. Because even though you know Zack's going to die at the very end, that entire game and that journey and that character development is done so well for Zack that when the moment finally happens, it's still emotionally moving. That's well done storytelling. Now, at the same time, it's good to have the initial twist. Nothing will ever replace your first exposure to, like, say, a jump scare, or the first time that something surprising happens. That's the whole point of a surprise. Some people like to be pleasantly surprised. I think that's what they value. They value that pure experience of the first time experiencing it. And then if they can go back and be like, oh man, I remember that first time I got surprised. That was really impactful for me. So I get it both ways. I am on the side of the camp where spoilers do not hurt me, because I am going to be looking at the integrity of the story as a whole on its own. I'm also a robot man, so I have no human emotions. Beep, boop, beep. Has it been 2 minutes yet? I think it's been 2 minutes. I think it's about how long I would have been talking. Doing an intro. Okay, we got B-roll footage. You can look at the models. I wonder if any of this is spoiler territory already. It's probably as soon as we encounter them. All right, let's get this story started. I was about to say the story only gets larger from here, so no, wrong format. We're not writing that. Okay. So right off the bat, we have a variety of challenges left. All right. Not the worst descriptions. Like I said, we do creator's intent. I never do inverted. Inverted's for the devil. I hate inverted. Hell no. There are some people I know that I have some friends that swear by inverted. I will never agree with you. We're going to have to agree to disagree. I don't know if YouTube auto, because I know Twitch it's enabled, but I don't know if on YouTube it's like, oh, you have to be mature to watch this stream. I often believe normal is creator's intent. At the very least, it needs to be the foundation point with which it is balanced, going up or down. There needs to be a point of reference. And if it's not normal, then what the hell is it? To me, if you have normal and then like easy, I think normal's still creator's intent. And if you only have, that's why I like games that only have one difficulty, because then everything has to be balanced according to it. No excuses. All right, let's pay attention, see if anything happens. It's all relative, Anthony. It's all relative when it comes to difficulty. I'm just gonna pick whatever's normal for my region. If I'm a squishy American who can't handle Devil May Cry, Japanese style, then so be it. There's no voice sound? Interesting, I hear a voice sound on my end. You're right. For some odd reason, I hear it, but it's not going through the recording. Okay, we're gonna do some testing. We'll let the cinematic play. Actually, we'll quit to main menu. Oops. That's weird that it's not opening or playing. Okay, real fast. Interesting. Let's try something real fast. Okay, we have sound now. Thanks for pointing that out. That's very weird. Sound was recording on my end, but it wasn't going through. If we hit continue, we'll continue the cinematic. Hey, Dark, what's up? Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. That's so weird. But you know what? That's also part of behind the scenes stuff. Recording sometimes messes up. I've definitely had that happen where I'm playing and I'm hearing it, but for some odd reason the recording software is not working properly. It happens. Now let me know if it once Joel starts speaking again, if it is too soft. Alright, cool. Picks right up.
I don't know what happened.
Let me know if it's too loud or too soft. Compared to me, that is.
I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away. You go halfway across the country with someone. She needed her immunity to mean something. Maybe I was starting to buy into that whole cure business. Maybe I just wanted to do right by her. And then we made it. We found the Firefly. Because of her, they were actually going to make a cure. The only catch, it would kill her.
I think that's Tommy he's talking to right now.
Sweet Jesus.
Like I said, I'm doing the recap at the same time, so I'm literally typing, almost transcribing.
This is our future. Think of all the lives we'll save.
And he shoots him. Blam. I'm a madman and a bad man. Tommy looks older than I remember.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
I like how Joel is just as old, but Tommy looks older by like a lot.
You do.
I saved her.
I'm gonna show Marlene with a hole in her head.
Come on, baby girl. I got you. I got you.
Cover the exit. Don't let him get away.
Goddamn. That's that's a lot. What does Ellie know?
I think it's a different voice too. That does
told her
not
they
sound
just
like
ran some
Tommy.
tests. I told her her immunity meant nothing.
And she believed you?
I didn't say otherwise.
You should head back.
It is the same guy? Thanks, Anthony. I guess things changed in 7 years. Couldn't quite get the same voice down. Hey, Jakan, and honestly, anyone else, like, man over there, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name, sorry. I'm sure a lot of people do have very hyperbolic reactions. Alright, so in order to have good B-roll footage, we're mostly going to follow along the trail. If this was me playing by myself, I would immediately go off to the side and start exploring. But I want this to look good for the recording, so we're going to follow the main thing. The goal of any recap for me is not to play the game as I would play it, is to beat the game as fast as possible. And that means not necessarily going after all the collectibles and exploring all the side areas, like just get it done, get it quick. If anything, if I wasn't doing this for a review purpose, if this was just a recap, I would actually put it down on super easy mode and just go through it so I can get the story as fast as possible and get out. Because if I spent all day playing this game, then I can't start editing, writing, and producing a recap. However, if I like this game enough, or maybe dislike this game enough, or if I care enough to write a review, then I need to make sure that, in all fairness, it's on normal mode. It's on average as average can be to really test things. But yeah, if they do something crazy and there's, a big shock or whatever, you have to remember, I guess I'll have to keep repeating it as people come into the stream, this is being played by a person who didn't think so highly of the first game to begin with. I just thought it was an okay game. I like to put things in context for people too. Yes, The Last of Us sold 20 million copies. However, between the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 sales, that's 200 million consoles between the PS3 and PS4. That means for the 20 million people that played it, 180 million people did not play it, even when they gave it away for free. So there's more people that did not play this and didn't care to than people that did. You have to put things in context. And so it actually should be more common that a lot of people either have not heard of or have no inclination to play the first game. They're going into the second game completely blind, or with no expectations or attachments to the first one. It's all relative. And yes, there will be a significant amount of people that will play this and never played the first game. They're like, I just heard the first one was good. I heard a lot of people like it. I'll jump in the second one. How different can it be?
Oh, it's okay. I got him. You go on.
You sure?
Yeah. About what we were talking
I think
about.
Joel got a haircut.
Can't say I'd have done different. I'll take it to the grave if I have to.
I guess they patched up whatever strife they had in between this game and the last game.
I'll see you later.
Thank you, President of Naughty Dog, Evan Wells. I guess everybody moved out of the electrical dam.
Ellie?
If you hear the clacking of my keyboard, is because I'm currently and concurrently writing notes on the recap on stuff that just happened. If I end up deeming it irrelevant later, I just delete it later.
Jesus. This gave me a heart attack.
I tried knocking, but
Here's the thing that I think will be the most relief for me is that if I talk shit about this game, it's the cool thing to do, so nobody will think twice about it. But if I talk shit about the first game, it's not the cool thing to do, and people won't appreciate it. People are fickle like that.
Folks are talking about how impressed they are with you and how well you're helping out.
It's good.
Tommy and I went out riding the other day, and he
Watch the biggest twist. Watch I end up loving the second game more than the first game and pissing everybody else off. How trolly would that be?
oh shoot, I forgot it. Something about a clock. How do you?
Joel, it's pretty late and I gotta.
Nah, the internet's too big to waste time trolling people.
I know. I'm gonna get out of your hair.
Just like what you like and dislike what you dislike. Move on. There's always other games.
Just give me 1 second.
Watch the next Last of Us game they make is a kart racer. They make Super Last of Us Kart Racer.
What's this?
Some folks.
But it'll be a very cinematic kart racer, though.
Funny.
You want to hear something?
Okay.
Derek, I'm glad that when you were spoiled about the game, you still chose to play it. That shows you had faith. That faith may have not been rewarded, but you had faith.
Bet you won't laugh.
I won't laugh. I won't.
Yeah, you got Ghost of Tsushima, which will hopefully be the Assassin's Creed and feudal era Japan that we never got. Oh, I gotta play now.
If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. Everything I have found here, I'm not found by myself. Try and sometimes you'll succeed.
Keep in mind, I can't stream every game that I do a recap on. This is the first time we're trying this out, by the way. I normally never try to do a recap live, because the process I do it in is very staggered and boring. But some people say they want to see it, so here it is. If people want to watch it, they can watch it. If they don't want to watch it, they don't have to watch it. They can just wait for the recap. You're going to hear a lot of clicky-clacky typing, because I like to have a very clacky keyboard.
Days of you and me. There you go.
Yeah, you know, Anthony, I highly doubt that this game is a 3 out of 10, even if you absolutely hate whatever happens to the character's story. I don't think that this game could possibly be a 3 out of 10. There are 3 out of 10 games that are just abysmal, unplayable messes, and I highly doubt this game is that bad.
She's yours.
No. No. I don't know the first thing
I
about
promise
this.
that I teach you how to play.
You did.
I think he literally had a haircut.
What do you say?
His hair looks
Tonight?
really nice and neat
Listen.
now.
Deal.
Okay.
I'm surprised she doesn't take a jab saying, wow, I'm really glad you didn't pursue that career in singing, Joel.
Do you remember the joke?
What is the downside to eating a clock? It's time consuming.
I'm actually okay
That's
with
so
that pun.
dumb.
Yeah.
To me, the world needs to have dumb jokes so you can appreciate the good ones.
Good night, kiddo.
So here's what I would want from the second one that I didn't get in the first one. One of the problems I had with the very first game is that by the time you reach the high school, you've fought and seen everything in the game. And so everything you fight and see after that point is just repetitious. You've already laid down every ladder you can. You've already swam and knocked pallets over. You've already fought all 4 stages of all the infected. You've already fought the same human dude and flamethrower dude or arsonist guy. You fought everybody, and so everybody after that point is just the same thing over and over and over again. They hit their peak at the high
Hey,
school very early.
Sorry, I totally overslept. Just
This
give
is
me
a new
minute while I
guy.
get dressed.
I heard you had quite a night after I left.
She kissed me. It was just Dina being Dina. She didn't mean anything by it.
I was talking about your fight with Seth. Wait, you kissed Dina?
Oh. I thought this.
We're broken up 1 week and you make a move on my girl?
No. She was probably just trying to make you jealous. I would never. Fuck, this is awkward.
I'm messing with you, man. I don't care. Get dressed.
You're the worst.
It's kind of fucked up you did that.
Get your stuff together, we're already late.
All right. This is the part where it's typical recap format. Pausing. And feel free to get yourself a drink or use the bathroom because I'm going to be typing for a little bit. Just making a quick note of what happened in the previous scene. Okay.
Sure. Here we go. Hey, is Joel up?
Got reports of infected out north. They sent him and Tommy out early to scout.
That sucks.
Yep. Can't imagine they got much sleep. Definitely not as much as you.
Shut up. I was just about to get up. I was.
You got everything?
Did they say 4 years or 5 years passed? I'm going to note 4 years. But I thought they said 5 years. Did I missee that? I'll have to review the footage. Four years? Alright, thank you. I mean, I'll review the footage anyway, but it's nice to get it right the first time. I like looking at footsteps in the snow. Indulge me a little bit. Look at that backwards hustle.
Heads up, you're the talk of the town this morning.
Certainly can't complain about the visuals.
Let me see if I got this right.
kissed Dina,
She kissed me.
which triggered Seth to call you a not so nice word.
Yep.
Then Joel decked him,
More of a push.
and then you got mad at Joel. That part confused me.
It was a strange night, man.
Sounds exciting. Maria wants a word with you.
Where is she?
The diner.
Is this about Seth?
No clue.
Just tell her you never saw me.
Excuse me.
Hey, so... We're okay, right?
You and me? Yeah, of course.
I don't know why, but Jesse's voice, just is a personal comment from me.
I don't want you to think...
Just I don't know if it matches.
Promise.
Thanks.
Alright, let's get an establishing shot. Just in case I need it for footage later.
Hey, old timer. Yeah, get a good scratch.
I think they had the dog specifically walk up so you can pet the dog because they didn't want anybody to criticize, hey, you can't pet the dogs in this game. That old meme.
Hey, Jesse.
Oh, hi.
Alright. I doubt I can actually go inside any of these areas, can I? Can I run? Or can I only mildly jog everywhere?
Oh, hey, Ellie.
Morning.
Alright, so there is NPC banter. Can't go inside anywhere. A lot of this is establishing environment, but I don't give it a +1 point because a lot of this is just background. Whenever it's just background, it might as well just be a very colorful,
Ellie.
beautiful wallpaper. Because there's nothing you can actually do or touch. It's all, look at this, but don't touch it. Hard to call it a town when it's just technically just a hallway. Oh yeah, like Altair in Assassin's Creed 1. I think they justified that in Assassin's Creed 1 though, because then I think when, what was it, Desmond was his name? He was like, why can't I understand the French Crusaders? And they're like, oh, well the Animus just auto-translates everything. I think they got away with that in-game. But Judgment is just Judgment.
Want to grab some breakfast?
No. Where's Maria?
In the back.
Excuse me.
Ellie. There you are. Come here.
Man, ears were not kind to
Seth's
her.
got something he wants to say to you.
I don't want to hear what that bigot has to say.
Do it for me. Please.
Fine.
Seth. Seth, come here.
So it makes her 18 now, right? Because she was 14 before, so now she's 18.
Look, last night I was drinking too much.
Sure.
I'm trying to say I'm sorry. Maria tells me that you and Dean are headed out. I made you some sandwiches.
Okay.
Or steak.
Thank you, Seth.
Yeah. Well, you be safe out there.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
What you got there?
Bigot sandwiches.
It smells good.
They're yours.
You sure?
It's fine.
Let me walk you out.
Okay.
I know Jesse's like, I just got a free pair of sandwiches. Day's looking up already. And then he gets immediately killed.
When you go out, I want you to trade off with Tommy and Joel. Those boys have been up for far too long.
Where do I meet them?
You go up to the Northwest Lookout. They're scheduled to arrive later today. Watch yourself. There's too many sightings of infected recently.
Of course. I was gonna check out the creek trails. I'll need someone else to cover it.
Ellie, you know the creek trails?
Somebody animated that
Not
squirrel.
really.
Dina's done it a bunch. I'll have the two of them take it.
Gotta respect the artists.
Well, that solves that. Ellie, can I talk to you for a sec?
You know what? Plus 1 point for because even though it's not an interactive environment, it is an immersive one. Because when you put a detail like this, where you can actually walk up to a sign and read all the signs, especially like, look, there's something from Dina right there. Whoever stole Japan's blanket, bring it back, because it's getting cold. Don't be an ass. Stuff like that is good. That adds immersion to a world. It's very easy to just have a nice, pretty looking background that and you see it all the time. And that's so annoying with trailers when you see the character look at like a precipice and there's a big scenic background, but in the back of your mind, you know you're never gonna go there and there's no way to approach it. It's literally just a skybox that looks really pretty. But when there's a finer amount of detail, that adds to some world immersion because some people like looking at stuff. Some people do like looking at the background of areas.
Look, I don't know what's going on with
It does, yeah, exactly, Strider. It makes it look like people are actually living here.
Guy really cares about you. And I'm sure he didn't mean to.
Fine.
Yeah?
I did not write down that she got a bigot sandwich because I don't think that's necessarily story relevant, unless that sandwich does play a pivotal role to the story at some point.
Thanks.
So we're gonna write down that we got a sandwich.
Just give me a minute.
We get your girlfriend to the stables, please.
Hey, Dina. Can I talk to you? Hey, guys! I'm tapping out. Come on! How long? Whew.
Hey.
Hey. I just want to say sorry for running off last night.
Oh, it's okay. I totally get it. I felt bad.
Why?
Because I started the whole thing, and I shouldn't have kissed you in front of all of those people.
I don't know, you were drunk. It's fine.
Well, still, I don't want you to think.
No, I'm not reading into it or anything. Just...
You know what I love about you? How you let me finish my sentences.
All right. Well, we should probably get going.
Ow! What the fuck? I'm not even playing! Cause you're a chicken? You're a chicken!
I hate this kid so much.
Man, the kid put a rock in that? I mean, it's just a snowball. Why was she going like, ow, like she got shot?
You asked for it! You better run, you little shits!
I'm gonna pack cement into every one of my snowballs.
Ow! Damn! Suckers!
On that kid.
Ah! Oh, I'm coming for you, Tiny. Eat that!
Nice.
Oh, you like that?
That tracking.
Oh, suck it! I mean, frick. Don't tell your mom. I see.
It's like the beginning of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2. Or actually, it was just Tactics Advance.
In your face! Eat that!
Wow, did you see her throw her cover that way? I love how the snowball like changes trajectory.
Ow! I know where you
Yeah,
live,
look at that.
Alex.
The auto aim in this game.
See you! Your parents don't love you!
Oh, that is brutal to say to orphans.
Eat it,
My parents are dead.
Hey! How's it feel? No! Get her! Help me! You'll never get away with this!
Dog pile. Just sits on them.
Off of her, you monsters! All right.
Hey, Makano.
We have some work to do. Scram.
I guess I asked for that, huh?
Well, here's the thing, Mikano. Other people, well, this is just maybe an insight into my personality. Whenever somebody tells me how to think about or feel about a game or a movie, I don't immediately believe them. Especially when it comes to when there's very mixed reviews on something or the argument is emotionally defined. Because if it's purely about how one received a game, then how do you know I don't like it? To use a sandwich example I love to use, you can tell me you hate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but if I eat that peanut butter and jelly sandwich and like it, then that doesn't, your opinion doesn't mean anything. So I'm just gonna eat this sandwich and see what I think about it. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like parts of it and don't like other parts of it, that's just how it rolls.
Morning, girls.
Morning.
Hey, ladies. I'll bring them in.
Thank you.
Whenever I hear a movie's coming out and it looks kind of interesting from the trailer, just a little bit, I will judge a movie on its trailer first of all. And if I watch the movie, I will never watch a movie review before I actually watch the movie. I will always ignore everybody's opinion, even my close friends who kind of know my tastes. And I will watch that movie and then I will compare my opinion to everyone else.
That's a good girl.
Like, how are you supposed to know if I like a movie or not? You're not me.
Come on.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys in the chat, trust me, you guys can say whatever you want about the game. Like, it's perfectly cool. Trust me, it's not impacting me at all. Say whatever you want about the game. You can be like, this is the trash game. I hate it. They should burn in a fire. Fuck Naughty Dog. Why the hell did they make this? They ruined my childhood. You can say all that crap. It's fine.
And one for you.
I may not necessarily agree with you, but I don't have an opinion on it yet. We just played. We just started it up. I'm curious, however, when we are done,
All right.
how close your
Going over the
opinion
drill.
and my opinion match up.
On
That
your
will be a
routes,
more interesting
mark your
discussion, I
logbooks,
think.
Clear any infected.
Oh yeah, it's like discussing
Run
Star
into
Wars
anything
movies.
you
Man,
can.
discussing Star Wars movies is a
Come back.
minefield.
Be smart
People
about
are all over the spectrum when it comes to discussing
All right.
Star Wars movies.
it. Get going.
All over the spectrum. Video games are, you know, kind of the same way if it's a popular title, like The Last of Us. People are all over the field on it.
Yeah.
Or Final Fantasy games. How about that, guys, for something more recent? Final Fantasy, it's people who play Final Fantasy games like more than just like a couple. They played most of the series. To me, they're like sports team fans. You have people that just love their one sports team, will always cheer it, and for some strange reason see rivalry in every other sports team out there. When I just feel it's unnecessary. Just love the game, you know? Just love the game. It's not a review copy. I had to buy it. If this was a review copy, I would have to have gotten it like a couple weeks ago. And then I would have to say review copy provided by PlayStation. Who are these people? Woman.
Hey.
Man.
What were you dreaming about?
Was I talking?
You're doing your teeth grinding thing.
Where have you been?
Grab your gear. I want to show you something.
What?
Trust me.
See, when you have a person, two people that don't have a name, either it's foreshadowing or it's really not relevant.
Come on. This way.
At the same time, this is also an interesting experiment for me because I've never done a live stream of a brand new game, much less one that I actually plan on doing a project for in front of an audience.
Can't wait.
It's weird to me.
And you don't want to just tell me?
You need to see it.
All right, so they're immediately giving us control of a new person. Still part of the tutorial.
What are you doing wandering around out here by yourself?
Been restless.
You too.
Feel like the farther south we go, the prettier. it's
Interesting. So there's like a
Keep
dash
going?
button.
Just drive all the way to Mexico?
I've thought about it.
You can see Manny's hometown.
It's a shimmy button.
Yeah, I don't see that living up to his stories somehow.
Yeah, no, probably not. You did all this in the dark?
Oh, so you have
Yes.
pro now.
Come on.
There's actually something I want to do after I finish playing this game, depending on how long the game is. I hear it's like 20-ish
Going like
hours.
this. We're gonna be tired for today's trip.
And that's play it blind.
Smell okay.
Because in the beginning, you can. This game says if you are a blind person, you can play this game, and I am very curious how true that is. So here's what I plan on doing after I'm beating it. I will go through, turn on the blind mode, turn off my monitor, and literally play this game and see how it goes.
Careful jumping.
I'm
over
very
these.
curious to see how that experience is going to be. If anything, just out of a just kind of educating myself on how does a blind gamer experience things? How does one accommodate for that? I'm genuinely curious.
Are you breaking up with Mel?
What? No. You wish.
I've had my fill. Thank you.
Turn on journalist mode? What's journalist mode? Is that the easy play yourself mode?
You're gonna have to run and make it.
I did not run
you
and
can
make
do
it.
I can do it.
Okay. Was I not pick? Oh, hold L1. Okay, I was clicking in left stick like an idiot.
Ouch.
I thought L1 was just dash, but apparently it's also run.
Clearly.
That's what I get for not paying
What is
attention.
that?
You'll be fine.
It's too high.
Come on.
Shit.
Hey. Eyes on me. Abby,
Abby.
stop looking down.
Owen, do we have to go
Owen.
back this way?
Consider it an opportunity to work on your fears.
How about I work my foot up your ass?
Abby, stop flirting.
Alright, so we're playing as Abby and Owen.
Is this it?
We made it.
Holy shit.
Okay, so they're discovering the community.
It's a fucking city.
Yeah.
So are they scouts for somebody, I assume?
Have you told anyone else?
Wanted you to see it first.
Saw an armed patrol go from town to an outpost over there. A few more outposts in between. They have electricity, guns. Assuming he's in there, how do we get to him?
We can corner one of the patrols and get confirmation, and then, I don't know, maybe find a way to lure him out.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure they'll be happy to offer that information up.
Well, then we make them.
You hear yourself?
Okay, what do you want to do? What is going on with you?
Mel's pregnant.
Oh. Okay.
It's not just that, though.
Should I say congrats?
When everyone else sees this, they're gonna want to turn back.
We can convince him, right? I fucking knew I couldn't count on you.
Abby, I want what you want, but not at any cost. Hey,
Don't.
see you back at the lodge.
Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I'll do the whole thing over.
Abby looks like she lifts. Very stocky build, very thick arms. Also, what's up with these like short hops? Look at this jump. Like that is the tiniest jump I've ever seen. Even like the long jump just seems short. Like the long jump seems like a normal jump. I don't know why. It's just for the animation versus the distance I'm going on, the jump seems weird. You couldn't jump in the original game if I recall correctly. In fact, yeah, you're right. That's why you have to constantly lift up planks and boards and walk across everything. So they added jumping in this game.
Short hike.
But it's a very weird jump. Alright, we'll see. Hopefully there's not platforming in this game. I don't know why, but I don't have confidence that platforming can be done well with this type of jumping. Jump is a feature? I guess. We'll see how much jumping comes into the play factor. How cold does it get in Colorado in the mountains? I wonder. Anyone here from Colorado? Does anyone here know? Were they really trying to sell the jump as in this game? I don't see how. A lot of dead bodies here. It's a dumping ground? The Yield Classic loading screen, shimmying through the crevice in the wall.
Oh shit.
I'm pressing repeatedly. Alright, we got our first infected. Alright, so the 1-2 combo was dodge and then punch. Man, she's a regular Chris Redfield. Alright, so dodge. Let's figure out the dodging window. I wonder how generous it is. Ow. Alright. Need some practice on that dodging. Alright, so when they raise their arm, I think is the window to dodge. Yeah. Yeah, when they raise their arm is the time to dodge. Yeah, this girl punches like a truck, apparently.
My shoulder.
Equip health kit. R2 to heal. Yep, the usual very tiny healing amount. Or actually, is that my health bar? I can't tell where my health bar is supposed to be. Is it just those 4 bars or is it supposed to be more of a circle? Probably just those 4 for now. But I guess she doesn't, you know, she doesn't run. So her running ability isn't super high. Actually, I wonder if that's something that's different. Maybe Ellie is like kind of limber and athletic and she can jump really far. And maybe Abby's just like bulky and just can't jump very far or very high. Or maybe I'm giving this traversal system too much credit. Well, remember, there's Makana. There's 4 stages of infected. There's runners, which is like the early form, and then you have is it stalkers or clickers next? I think it's stalkers that are next. Stalkers, you just kind of stand there and wait behind doors to ambush you, and then you have the clickers, which everyone knows, and then you had like the bloaters. That was like stage 4. But yeah, those were basically the runners. They're just infected people going crazy. It's interesting though because they've probably been on that mountain pretty darn long, and you know everybody. I guess maybe the infection, because it's fungal, it doesn't set in the cold environment, and so they haven't advanced to the next stage because it's not warm enough. I don't know. I'm overthinking the science here. I'll let the game explain to me the lore. I'm not here to figure it out. This isn't game theory. So, here's how you play every Last of Us game. You do a loop around the room and see what you can press triangle on. And that's still the same. Speaking of, what do I have? Nothing much. Go prone. I sure hope nothing spooks me while I'm down here. Ah, something has spooked me. Yeah, to me, the stealth combat I did not like in the first game. Just gonna be straight up with that. I didn't enjoy most of it at all. Was not a fan of it. Didn't enjoy it. Because I actually didn't like, I think they did the best job in Uncharted 4, but I don't like Naughty Dog's gun combat. I think it's sloppy. It is not tight. It is not refined. I feel like I'm drunk with all of them. Uncharted 4 felt the tightest, but 1 through 3 and Last of Us, they all feel so sloppy. I know that they say, oh, that's the point of it. I'm like, ugh, it's not fun if that's the point of it. Alright. Now, it's always important to still read notes because, as you may know, sometimes they have story parts, foreshadowing, or lore, so it's still important to pick up notes and read. Now, in the last game, none of the letters were very important at all, but sometimes some of these have a safe combination, and, you know, it's useful to pick up notes because safes are useful. I wonder if they brought back shiv doors. Did they bring that back? We're going to head out WNW, West Northwest. Because sometimes they may reference an upcoming character or an upcoming organization or the bad guys. I don't know who the bad guys are in this game, or even if there are any bad guys. But yeah, I'm not too worried about ammo because Abby already has 2 guns that don't need bullets. So everyone else just better watch out. Well, in The Last of Us, through the skill trees, you could improve your aim to where it was less shaky and less recoil. And those were dramatic improvements. Like, that was one of the first things I thought was the most important, is that, you know, if you even had bullets to shoot, was the steadying of the aim. Alright, so we have the sonar listening again. It's less defined, I notice. It's kind of just shadowy. But maybe that's just like, again, you will improve later. I wonder if they have slow sneak speeds and fast sneak speeds like before. Where you'd have to like literally be just super slow to sneak up on something. And if you just were crouched but moving pretty quick, check corners. Because they love to trap things around corners. Even though this is the tutorial. Look at that grab range. Still so generous. Matt, I can't say that the I don't know if we maybe when we were crouched, but when we're walking normally, I think I was leaving footprints in the snow. Very faint, like for some odd reason. I guess Abby is part elf and just can walk on snow. But yeah. With the exception of, I think, the stalkers, pretty much every infected makes noise. So you can kind of hear before you see them. Unless they're going to be cheap and go for a jump scare. But remember, the whole point of a game review, in my opinion, which is the only one that matters because I'm the one writing the review, frankly, is you judge the game on its own merits. You don't judge this game based on the merits of the previous game. You judge the game on its own merits. What does this game do well? What does this game not do well? If they chose to use a jump mechanic, how effective, how useful, and how frequent is that jump mechanic used? Does it serve its purpose? If there's a stealth system, how effective is that stealth system? I'm glad you can go into the stealth kill immediately after the grab. I appreciate that. Okay, game. Man, you were like immune when you hit L1 at the proper timing, because you can see his arm just phase through her because that's her iframe window, even though I was in a corner. So L1 just gives you iframes if you time it properly. That's kind of funny. I'm not going to knock the game on that. I just think that's funny. But yeah, if you make a design choice to put a feature in, how effective was it done? I'm not going to be, oh, this game doesn't do this. That's stupid. Stop complaining about what a game doesn't do. Talk about what it does do and how well it does it. I can't stand when I listen to somebody else's opinion or review and they complain about what a game does not do. That's not the point of that game. That's like complaining about a dog for not being a cat. Oh, okay. I was like, is that a health kit? No, that's just a bag of chips, I think, right? Yeah, you can dodge even when you're cornered. That's kind of funny. Because the dodge, if you do it at the proper time, you are literally invincible. That's just funny to me. I'm not going to knock the game on that. Ooh, plantain chips. Plantain chips are delicious, by the way. If you've never had plantain chips are so good. I like plantains in general. Soft, add them to a burrito, flattened, fried with tostones. Plantains are delicious. Oh, touche. Naughty Dog not being a cat, you're right. Yeah, dude, the crafting system in Madden, I don't believe it. I can't believe it. Item synthesis, I don't know why they missed that on this missed opportunity. Yeah, it's like, just judge the game on its own merits, alright? I know it's easy for a sports game to be like, well, this version of the game had this mode and this, like, the following year did not have it. I guess I can get that. If it's a franchise that's kind of similar, in my opinion, sure. Same thing for, like, Call of Duties. You know, the one that comes out every single year. I think it's fair in a franchise that's annual like that to compare it against its legacy. That's fair. I don't know, should I really even sneak around these guys? You can kind of take them in groups pretty easy. Oops. Oh, I felt he should have seen me there. Alright, let's see how smart these guys are. Because there's a dude over there, I know I saw him. Alright. Stealth kill is stealthy. I wonder if they're going to do the thing like in the first game where every enemy has infinite bullets, but when you kill them, you can only raid like 1 or 2 bullets. Because that's immersion. Wait, do they actually have a collectible card game minigame in FIFA? That would actually be funny. If that's how it was, if you could actually collect player cards and play them like it's Yu-Gi-Oh, that would be hilarious to me. I would actually play that FIFA mode. So I wonder if this game will follow the same pacing, because this is a sequel to an IP, a new IP. One thing that I am considering for, I know I just said you judge a game on its merits, however, when it's the first sequel, you should take into context, compared to the choices made in the first game, what are the choices being made to change what the direction with which they plan on making it. I think it's funny, some people were saying, you know, choices made to the franchise. This game is not a franchise, it's one game. Now it's 2 games, but it's not a franchise. Oops. I keep tasking. Yeah, this is a blind playthrough. I haven't played this game before. Although, when I will play this game a second time, I will play it as a blind person. Because I want to experience what that's like. If there's only one Zambo, I kind of almost want to just run up and just knock him out. Wow, did you see that delayed reaction? She's literally facing me, and I had like 2 seconds to grab her. Very generous on normal mode. Very generous.
Please let that be it.
Like, she was straight up facing me.
Where's the road?
Yeah, once, because I'm probably going to leave to go eat lunch, and probably, like, a little bit too. Because that's how I simply do. I always do it in short sessions. I might come back in the afternoon and play a bit more. I don't schedule any of this, because whenever it's review or recap stuff, it's simply whenever I squeeze the hours in. So in between other work or in between other stuff I'm doing. So, when I shut off, I'll let you know I'm shutting off. I know I'm going to play a little bit more in the afternoon, so just keep the alerts up, you know? And yes, this will be recorded, and I'm not going to leave it on the main channel. I'm going to... Because I think YouTube posts it to my main channel automatically, but I want it to post to my side channel. I don't know how to tell it to do that. If anybody knows how, please let me know. But I will post it on the side channel OBM Plays if you want to see this in its completion.
Horse tracks.
I'm knocking out the difficulty because I want to get through the story mode as fast as possible so I can write a recap on it. Not trying to prove myself in being a Last of Us badass. That's not a badge of merit I care about.
Come on. This way.
I will say this though.
Right behind you.
Is it Bu or Boo?
Do you miss being with him? With Jesse?
Okay, well that was an
No.
interesting tutorial.
Been together for so long. Look, Jesse's great. I love his parents.
Boo, got it.
We will always be family, but we were just on autopilot. Hey, how come we never talked about this stuff?
I will judge this game based on its merits first and foremost. However, when there is something that needs to be compared to the first one, I will compare it, but the entire basis for my review will not be comparing the second game to the first game. That's not the foundational argument I'm making.
I got the impression that you didn't really like her. I don't care about her one way or the other.
Because I think that betrays the fact that we're over-assuming that the people who play the second game play the first game. And that is not the case.
That's so big of you.
There are going to be a lot of people playing this game that when you make an example of, well, like the first game or unlike the first game, that doesn't mean anything to somebody who never played it. You have to be considerate for a wider audience.
You can tie Shimmer up here.
I feel it should also be used for critical purposes and not necessarily for a review score purpose.
You want to see something spectacular? You're gonna point at your face, aren't you? Nothing is that spectacular.
This girl is all flirty and stuff.
Come on, stupid.
I'm super into Ellie, I see. Alright, so we played as Abby, but we really didn't gain that much story other than Abby and the other dude are clearly looking for a person who's in the city. Somehow they know that person's in this city, so they were specifically looking for our city. And she's planning on infiltrating it commando style. That's what we know so far. And the first dude is concerned because he has a pregnant wife. If they are Fireflies and they're mad at Joel for doing stuff, I'm okay with that because that's good story continuity. That's a logical step. They should be mad at Joel literally screwing him over.
Hey, look at his view, huh? It's pretty nice. Yeah, this route has its perks.
Am I supposed to be doing something?
Where do we sign in? Come on.
slow panning of a scenic vista. See, if this was Red Dead 2, I could actually go to that mountain.
Who do you used to do this route with?
Because let's be real. In the first game, the whole point is that there's not really good or bad people. It's just everything's bad. So you're a bad man who does bad things to other bad people. Is there really a sense of justice? It's kind of gray that way. You can't really claim that one person's a good guy. It's just, it's like what the cannibal leader guy, I think, what was it, David or whatever? It's like he pointed out, it's like, you're killing to survive, we're killing to survive. How are we really any different? He's right. He's got a point. One thing you will never hear me say is, Joel is a man who has few lines left to cross. I hate when I hear people say that, because that's his character description in the game. He's like, he's an old man with few lines left to cross. Stop quoting the back of the box. That doesn't make for interesting commentary. I too can read the back of the box. Thank you. Naughty Dog can make scenic vistas. I will give you that. Naughty Dog does not make interesting worlds, because a world is something I can actually go inside and touch. They make interesting zones. They make interesting environments. But, yeah. They've yet to make like a true, you know, open world, I feel.
No sign of infected. Or non-infected, for that matter.
But I feel, at the same time, artistically speaking, it's not relevant to the game experience they're trying to make. If you want to make a focused narrative, history just shows that it's better to make a more linear experience. People are like, this game is linear, but I don't mean that in a bad way. Linear never meant bad. Linear just means it's a very focused track. Now, if what you have to focus on isn't very interesting, then yes, the linearity isn't good. But if what you have to focus on is an interesting journey, then the linearity is good, because it allows people to experience closer to the original artistic vision that you, the writer or the director, whomever, want the audience or the viewer to experience it the way you envisioned it. It's the most controlled way of doing it. Some people don't like it. Some people do prefer it, depending on how it's executed. It's a case-by-case basis. I kind of like reading the logs too. It's kind of cool. I'm sure the lore masters who love this sort of stuff are just eating this up. Let me take a quick pause and write anything that happened. Like Jesse getting introduced. Or not Jesse. Jesse was the dude. Abby. Yeah, people, it's funny, the only difference between 13 and, say, 10, because they do the exact same format, the exact same gameplay format, people do not understand they follow the exact same format. What they fail to realize is that they hid the linearity in 10 a lot better than 13 for two reasons. Number one, they didn't focus on the world map as much. Number two, they interrupted your linear excursions with stuff like Blitzball and like the Cloister Trials, so you had stuff to focus on in between. With 13, it went chapter to chapter. So if you were a person, because they didn't rely on anything to distract you from the linearity, the strength of the linearity and the focus was solely based on your personal engagement, which for some people, they were still trying to figure out just Fal'Cie versus l'Cie, and vice versa. They're still trying to get used to that lexicon, and so while they were being distracted on understanding it, they weren't immersing themselves in the general linearity of it, and so that impact and focus is lost. That was the misstep, in my opinion. Overall, I really like 13. 13 is a lot better than people give it credit for. But since I liked it, and you know, whether or not another person likes it or doesn't like it, who cares? Because when I play it, I'm having fun. So, whatever. 13.2 is much better, though. So, any criticisms people have on 13, they fix in 13.2. But most people wouldn't know that because they didn't give it a chance. I also feel that the lexicon of 13, you know, here's the thing though. It is pretty undeniable though that 13 is a good story that's poorly told. I felt if they just changed up some of the lexicon and used it organically before using it with making like the audience feel like it's already an understood word, that was the misstep in the dialogue. They should have introduced it. They could have even done exposition dump. Where like, in the world of whatever, I forget what the world was called. You know, we have the gods called the fal'Cie who do stuff for people, like make energy or create food or make water. And they create thralls called espers, but we also call them l'Cie. And when you're chosen, you have to complete something for fate. And if you don't do what the god tells you to do, then they're going to kill you. And that's it. They could have just done something like that. I felt you could have taken the existing content, rewrote it, and would have been stronger overall. But this is the internet. People like shouting at each other and using drive-by comments. There's not discussion about this. And because there's no discussion, there's no understanding. Okay. The notes that I make to build a skeleton are general enough to where it doesn't need to be so specific and take forever. I'm not recapping a scene like Abby jumped under a rock, you know, Abby punched a zombie in the face. You don't need to know that crap. What you need to know is why they're there, the significance of it, the relevance to the story, and the continuity of the events. That's what you need to do. Everyone here is pretty pro at their job. I don't see anybody dying.
Come here.
But no news is good news, I guess, when you're in Zombieland.
Town up ahead's our last stop. Take a look.
There's the town. With the big tower thing?
Yep, that's where the next lookout is.
Ah, there's a ski lodge. That's the one on Tommy and Joel's route.
That's the one.
That a supermarket?
Yeah, we'll pass that on our way into town.
Yeah, I see that storm. Gonna have some good sledding tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Let's get back to the horses.
Hey, it's cool. I let Ellie keep the rifle. I'm trying to. I guess there's no menu for her. All right. I was gonna see. It's like, does she have her bow? I mean, she clearly doesn't. Pick up these nuts and bolts here. Don't put that in your mouth.
I'm gonna guess this bong was Eugene's.
Mine. He gave it to me.
You have any on you?
Wish. I always got mine from Eugene.
I wanted to make an editorial video making fun of the Final Fantasy camps as if they were sports teams. Do something like an announcer skit where like the general coaches were the different directors Because there haven't been that many major directors for Final Fantasies. You have Sakaguchi,
They're clean.
you have Ito,
No judgment.
Toriyama,
Patrol.
Katase,
We're here to kill infected.
Tabata,
Fancy.
and I guess you can technically count Nomura now. And then they were going to talk about, like, okay, these are the league teams that they own and the general fan base strategies they were going with each one. And then it would just kind of cut to the Ravenous fan base, and they'd be wearing, like, a jersey that's, like, FF7 or die. And they would be, like, waving up signs like the fans do, and they're just hooting and hollering for their favorite games. I'm like, this is how I look at the Final Fantasy fan base. And if somebody gets offended, good. Because that's the point I'm trying to make. Is that that's how ridiculous some people are. It's like, there's some of us who actually like all of the games. We may not like them all the same way. And we may not like, you know, we clearly like some more than others. But I don't think there's been a bad Final Fantasy mainline game.
Hey, Japan.
Oh, Japan is her horse. What's our horse? Alright, red shirt, let's go on. And they'll like have face paint on and, you know, just be wearing, I can't say there's colors because there really aren't colors associated with the games, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's just make it a gag, making fun of sports teams in relation to how, because that's how some fan bases are with this. So weird to me. So weird to me. It's like, why is there artificial division? Why can't you just be a Final Fantasy fan? And there's gonna be like one dude over to the side who's like, I like tactics. And everyone's like, get out of here.
I think we should go out like Eugene.
From a stroke?
No, from old age. Like, living a long life.
You? No way. Come on. You're way too reckless.
Oh, look who's talking.
Well, you'll probably die from hypothermia from wearing canvas sneakers in the snow.
I am wearing boots today. You know how you're gonna die?
Ooh, let me guess. You're gonna kill me?
Is that foreshadowing? That seemed a little on the nose.
Did I ruin your punchline?
No. Maybe. Fuck you.
Sorry.
Hey, should we check these houses out?
Seems quiet, but we can if you want. I bet they still got supplies.
What do you know about this place?
Just another evacuated neighborhood.
Infected almost never make it out this far.
So I guess we're still in
We
Jackson.
usually catch them on the outer perimeter. What are you doing tonight?
I was thinking of inviting Joel to watch a movie.
Oh. You guys good?
Yeah.
What movie you guys gonna watch? What's Joel into?
Oh, some movie called Star Wars. I don't know.
Curtis and Viper 2. That's the one that's been on my radar for a while.
Oh, wow.
Well, we used to watch these cheesy 80s action movies. He's really into them.
Oh, no.
I
Hey.
actually really like them too.
Don't you disrespect 80s action
about you?
movies.
What are you doing later?
That's a culture.
Some people were talking about sneaking out. Going sledding.
Sounds fun.
Ellie, don't forget Shimmer.
Oh wait, that's my horse, is Shimmer?
What's Curtis and Viper 2 about?
Okay, so 2 former commandos that go rogue to fight bad guys. And I think in this one, they go up against Russian spies or something. All right.
I'm
so
trying to see if I
young
can
one,
enter any of
Viper,
these
he's
houses.
a trained ninja.
And I'm
he's a
seeing
complete
no.
badass.
Maybe this is something I can collect.
10. I think they made 4. Joel actually saw the last one in the theater. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. You think anybody out there is still making movies?
Has to be.
How do you know? I mean, what if they're all just like us? Just surviving day to day.
Well, I write new music, so if someone had a camera.
So far, this is all very much establishing character and establishing environment. Not too much story happening right now. All this is for, I suppose, creating Dina as a character and establishing the immersion of being here. Adjusting to the new normal.
Easy. Shit. What the fuck? Oh, that smell. Looks like infected did this.
How many do you think it would take to bring down a moose?
More than one. Where the hell are they?
Let's go find them.
Equip the long gun. This is in fact called the long gun. They're like, whatever, you get the point, right? It's the long one? Okay, got it.
Shit. Dina, this way.
Actually, do I have a melee option as Ellie? I mean, she has her pocket knife, right? Do they notice if light shined on them? They do not. Unless this is a scripted stealth takedown. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's take a look at the body here real fast.
Down.
That's one.
It's an okay looking corpse. It's not RE engine level of corpse. Man, like Resident Evil engine? That's some gore. That's a corpse. But it's a good looking corpse. Now, take a look at this corpse. How long before we see the same corpse again? The same exact infected. I always like to do that NPC test with RPGs or games in general. How long before you see that same exact NPC again? And you start killing the same dudes over and over. Locked doors can be opened from the other side. See, now the explorer in me wants to open that door. Or this could just be one of those things where it's you're supposed to loop all the way around, and then when you come out the opposite side, it ends up over there. I don't know, let's see. No, you can just get in there. Okay. Yeah, Assassin's Creed, there's like 5 NPCs. In Pokemon, it's the same person based on... You see her arm reach through the sink? That was hilarious. Look at her. It just phases through environment. I love that. I'm not going to make fun of clipping in video games. We're not so advanced yet with our game engines that that's something that's unforgivable. Alright, so they did keep that mechanic where if you stun the enemy, the next hit's basically a critical blow, which probably kills them.
Nice
Okay.
throw, by the way.
Thanks.
I use my arm phasing technology to slow down time.
How'd that runner get in here?
Yeah, it's a good question. What's the most infected you've ever taken down on patrol? It's gotta be the one I had with Joel a year or so ago. It was like, I don't know, a dozen? You?
Maybe about 20 once. There was a group passing through.
Fuck.
Ellie, why are you impressed by that?
Maybe we'll get you a
Like,
new
when you were
person.
fending off waves with David, you fought off like 50 zombies. Why does like her holding off a dozen or 20 even impress you? I guess she's just being nice. One time, Joel and I literally cleared half the entire bandit population in a city by ourselves. Am I supposed to go through that window?
Ellie. More blood.
I could already have been there. I kind of don't want to use my long gun rifle.
This way. More runners. Let's see how it goes.
I mean, they're zombies, so after a while, I suppose, of decay, they all kind of look alike. I was kind of hoping it would be cool if we could open the back of that post office truck, but I guess not.
There's a runner in the store.
I do appreciate how the NPCs calling out the enemies accurately. I don't know if that's scripted or if it's actually the AI at work. Alright, I count 2. They definitely don't hear each other. Huh, nice. She actually takes care of the extra one. That's kind of helpful. I appreciate it. I wonder if anybody will socially comment on the fact that... I guess not, because it's kind of understood that everyone here is just little murder monsters.
Looks like it. We still gotta get the ones in the super.
Just casually slitting throats. It just becomes
Keep circling
business
the
as
building.
normal.
There's gotta be a way in.
Good thing I keep my brick. I appreciate that. Alright, so we've been playing for almost 2 hours. Definitely a slow burn of a game. Haven't seen any indication on where the main plot is going just yet.
Oh, help me up there. I want to look around.
Coming. Alright, go ahead.
There's a hole in the roof over there. Here.
Thanks.
Look. See?
Alright. Let's figure out how to get in there.
Will there be a fallen helicopter pilot? See, I kind of wonder if the companions are still invincible and invisible to enemies. It's hard to say. That's why I keep looking around when I'm killing somebody, because I want to see A, if anyone else in the room is noticing me stabbing this person, or B, does my AI companion just magically appear off screen to take care of the other person. So far, I've never been able to see them approach and kill somebody, so I don't know if the AI is actually going out and killing them, or they just appear off camera to take care of them. If it's just a trick. Don't know just yet. It wouldn't surprise me if they went the cheap route and just went AI companions are invisible and invincible. We'll see if they get scripted to be in trouble later. Like, if you don't help me out here in the next 1 minute, I'm going to die. Thank you for appearing off screen and taking care of that thing. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Just banged up.
Please die of old age and not because you get infected. I really don't want to have to shoot you in the face.
Yeah, sounds good.
Deal.
Infected. Yeah. Alright, so actually that bit of dialogue was nice to know, because now we know that she hasn't told pretty much anybody outside of Joel that she is immune, so nobody knows. It's something that she's deliberately keeping secret, which is interesting, because if her immunity didn't matter, why would it be something to keep secret? I guess it's something Joel must have told her. Yo, don't tell anybody about your immunity. So that's actually interesting dialogue that's worth noting.
See any way to that roof? Not sure.
It may be important later, it may not be important later. We just take a note of it because you can always delete it. I gotta say, it's one of the biggest pet peeves I always have when I see somebody comment on like a recap. They're like, hey, you forgot to mention this. I'm like, I didn't forget anything. I just deemed whatever it is you thought I missed as not important enough to note.
Actually, yeah.
There's a difference. What a considerate person. Amazing that nobody opened up all these packages. I mean, really? There could be something useful in this. Most people don't mail just garbage. Here's what I would have done if I was Ellie. I would get a tattoo over my scars. Just get like a really dense tattoo so people don't really notice it. Am I supposed to climb up there? Nope. Oh yeah, you know what? It could be loaded with food, you're right. This is a supermarket truck. Would they load it in cardboard boxes like this? I guess? I mean, I suppose so. I mean, how else are you supposed to mail packages? I wonder if it says what's in them. What's the zoom in button again? Here. Nope, these boxes are not labeled. They're just boxes. There could be canned goods in them. You don't know. There could be ketchup. Items that preserved would last a long while. Could be Twinkies. Anyway. What am I supposed to be doing? I forgot. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be going to the hole in the roof, aren't we? Alright, can we open this door? No. Can we go in this building over here? Probably not. No. Yeah, like, in most post-apocalypse games, like, here's the thing. none of these zombies should have shoes on them, because if you're in like post-apocalypse, like things like socks and shoes are like gold. So you should 100% be going for just, I shoot a dude, you should take his socks and his shoes. Let's be real.
How do you think we do this?
Maybe we can climb that truck.
I'm supposed to do my jumping mechanic, aren't I?
This way.
Yeah, see, there's footprints in the snow. Now, if we crouch... Yeah, still footprints in the snow. Yeah, like every bit of metal, every bit of scrap, every bit of fabric, it should be looted.
Me too.
It's been
Should we check
35, no, 20, at least 25 years since it all went down. The supermarket's the first place people will go to in any crisis situation. This place should be picked clean.
Hey,
After 25 years.
got some alcohol.
Couple of rags.
You can make bandages with that.
Fix yourself up.
Alright. Looks like they had the same... They had 6 things before, didn't they? They had alcohol, cloth, explosive, tape. I guess, actually, what's that bottle? That bottle might be something new. I know they had sharp. What's the bottle? Yeah, it's a good point, Boo. There's no textiles anymore, like, and clothes wear out. Clothes wear out, no matter what. They're fiber. They're gonna biodegrade. They're going to wear out through use and wear and tear. You can't make it last forever. Oh, I like how she pretends that she needs the gas mask. That's a nice touch.
Remember.
That's gonna be exposed though.
Oh.
She's gonna break her shield and somebody's gonna find out.
All these spores mean they've been here for a while. Keep your eyes peeled for older infected.
Alright, they're reestablishing the lore, which is good.
Is this part of the supermarket? I don't know. I think we're above it. Let's get to the ground floor.
Can I jump through there? No. No, Ellie does not jump any higher than a... Look at her flail. She barely jumps a foot in the air. That is weak. Like, paper can be burned, you know? ...2013. What year is this again? I forget. Actually, no, the first one took place in 2013. That when it all went down, and then it was 20 years later, so it would have been 2033. And this is 5 years later, so it should be 2038, or around about. Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably game developers. Let's be real. Got some pills here. Left 4 Dead, whatever happened to that? The next Left 4 Dead game, the third one, will be a VR game. Yeah, okay, so they do have fast sneak and slow sneak. Alright, looks like we gotta do both. Do I still have my brick? I do. How many do we got? We got 2? Or we got 3? We got 2. I was thinking that Ellie would have more survivability. I was really hoping that there would be like chinks of glass or like this wood would make a noise if I stepped on it, but it looks like they're not doing that. Alright, so keep an eye on Dina. If she magically is able to run around like the last game, then you know this game is full of shenanigans. Alright, can we do the 1-2 combo? Nope. Can't do the 1-2 combo. Abby or Joel could do the 1-2 combo. But I guess Ellie's still a weak little 18-year-old girl, so she can't do it. And it's kind of the same death animation. I wonder if Dina will actually try stealth killing anybody. Dude, Aqualime. That actually sounds pretty refreshing. Clickers are just like lickers. If you stand perfectly still, they won't do shit. I noticed that they put on this one the detail more on the body itself than the than just the head. So they improved the entering models a little bit.
Speaking my language.
I think I would have preferred like more growths along like all of them. That way it kind of shows the mushrooms taking over the entirety of it and sprouting out to become the stage 4. Oh, is there actual buffering happening? Oh, sorry about that.
Ellie, found the door.
Things seem smooth on my end. The good news is that the recording will be super smooth. Not that you missed literally anything. I guess we're clear, so let's take a quick look-see. Why can't it be a Dead Rising? You just put duct tape on everything. You can fix literally everything in the world.
From the knees.
But sometimes that's how it happens for games like this too. For recaps, it's perfectly normal where you just go for an hour and you're playing game and you could be having fun, but there's nothing technically relevant of a story that you could say. Like, it's really, unless something interesting happens, I could just skip this entire supermarket sequence. What would I say? Dina and Ellie explore supermarket and encounter clickers. Okay. Not super relevant. Unless it is. Like, say if Ellie's mask gets cracked and Dina points it out, then that becomes plot relevant, and then I have to recap the fact that they went to the supermarket. Not everything a game developer or writer puts in a story is plot relevant. Sometimes it's just there to be fun, or just there to be interesting, or it serves another purpose, like more opportunities for the characters to have dialogue, or establish and flesh out more of the world. You know, lots of different reasons. It could just be there for filler's sake, too. Not everything has a purpose.
Here. Thanks.
Oh, did Neil... I almost read that as Neil Dunkman. Neil Dunkman. Yeah, is Neil Druckmann... Did he say something about not having fun? So I wonder if I can do the old shake and bake trick where if you just throw a brick in an area full of clickers and they all congregate to one spot, you can burn them all in one go with a single Molotov. I wonder if you can do that still.
I'm a pro. We're not done.
We do not use the word fun. Did he actually say that? Oh man, here I thought games were fun, but I forgot there's serious business. Games are super serious, guys. Don't make fun of it. My games are very serious. These are serious stories. Alright, so there's runners mixed in with clickers, so... Because like questions like things like this, where it's like, man, how do you play this in blind mode? Genuinely curious. I think that weird whoosh noise you hear, I think that's their awareness meter. I think. If you're not having fun, there is a larger than normal chance to have heated gamer moments that will draw more people to your game. I guess. Is that what all the cool kids are doing? Alright, so I think we have just these three left, right? Yeah, we got 2 clickers and 1 runner. Alright. Let's try this experiment. Go there. Go there. Shit. Okay, that kind of sucked. Maybe I threw too early, but fire did nothing. Oh well. Alright, let's try it again. Do we have... I could have sworn I passed a brick. At some point. Like there's a bottle back here, I think. You think I could pick up literally any of these like garbage around here and just throw it, but that would be an engaging and immersive environment. That wouldn't actually be fun. For us, The Last of Us specifically, we don't use the word fun. We say engaging, and it might seem like a minor distinction, but it's an important one for us. No, he is right. That is a very notable distinction. But did you communicate that to your expected audience? How was that conveyed in the story? Hey, warning, this game is not fun. This game is about engagement. So we expect you to be engaged. We do not expect you to have fun, so don't complain about it. Alright, so I can't help but notice they went back to patrols. That's kind of weird. They don't dynamically change their patrol routes. They just went back to a patrol route. So much for interesting AI. So it doesn't matter that I lit them on fire and they kind of casually got burnt, but nothing happened. Killed one dude, but it didn't kill everyone else. Man, the last one, the moment like any of them got on fire, that was it. Fire, they go done. This one, I mean, I'm engaged in it. Is it fun is a good question. We'll have to sweep this place later, but for now. Alright, so walk around.
And he's still moving.
Sucks that fire isn't as OP as it was in the first one, but you know, again, that's just a choice they decided to make for balance reasons.
Yeah.
That's neither good nor bad, it's simply a choice they made.
I'm not gonna believe our numbers.
Okay. Let's go to the next lookout and take a fucking break. We earned it.
Agreed.
What did you do? I did all the work there. You didn't even appear off screen to kill something. Yeah, the clickers are blind. They hunt by sound. What I did in that situation was I wanted to turn around, so I threw the bottle behind it, and then you saw it, like, you know, spin around, and then I could stab it with the stealth kill. Stealth kill. So, with clickers, you can kind of just get up in their face. They don't see you, quote-unquote. All you gotta do is just get them to turn around, and you can stab them in the back. That's why the first time I threw the bottle, I threw it way over there, so that way I could have the clicker wander in that direction while I could stealth kill the dude in front of me, and then grab the other bottle and force the clicker to turn away. You can... They're very simple AIs. They're just one-hit kills is the trick. So if they touch you, they kill you. It's just so don't touch them. But the trick in that case is you just have to get them to turn around. This is making them turn around simulator. Now, to be fair, I knew that because I played the previous game. I don't know if that would have been obvious if somebody had not played the previous game, you know? I don't know if they have echolocation with their screams.
I won't budge.
I
Okay,
don't know.
Here's what we're gonna do. You're just gonna hurl me up through that hole in the roof.
Okay.
I hope Dina becomes a helicopter pilot at some point. That way we know her fate is sealed. I want her to actually try throwing her into the skylight.
Cable here.
Here we go. Yeah. That should hold us. Get over. Fuck yeah.
Okay, that's good. Here I go.
Careful when you get up here. It's pretty windy.
But you see what I'm saying? Where that was very reminiscent of Last of Us 1, where you kind of just watch things happen. You don't actually engage with much. I'm not saying it to be mean, I'm just saying that's the design choice they made, is you watch more than you actually do. For me, I find that less than compelling. But, you know, Neil Druckmann did say, apparently in that BuzzFeed interview, he focused on engagement and not fun, so I expect him to double down on that engagement. I want to be so engaged, my eyes fall out. I want to be like, guys, Last of Us 2 is the most engaging piece of intellectual property made by humans ever. Engagement was achieved at long last. Fun had to be sacrificed, but honestly, when you have a masterpiece of engagement, it's a necessary sacrifice. It's not a popular one. It's not about nobility. But sometimes doing the right thing doesn't mean doing the popular thing. And Neil Druckmann understood that when he said, I'm going to master engagement. Yeah, that was the problem I had with the first 3 Uncharted's, is that the game treats the player like they're an effing idiot. It's hand-holding the entire way.
Hey, how far away are we? A few minutes out. Okay.
So that's why when they say, even a blind person can play this game, I actually believe you. I believe that a blind and deaf person could play this game, because the game mostly plays itself. I wonder if in blind mode, if like the robot voice will tell us exactly what's going on. Like, Ellie is currently in a supermarket, looking at a hole in the wall. Ellie and, God, what's the name of that girl already?
I know. Keep going.
I keep wanting to call her Gabby.
Dina, how much farther?
Dina. She looks like a Gabby to me.
Dina?
It's like, Dina is climbing a rope. I'm actually more interested in playing this game as a literal blind person than almost playing it normally. If you know, we'll see. Like I said, we still have masterful engagement incoming. But pretty light on the story so far. I'm looking so far, I'm like, wow, I can probably get this recap done as well as Persona before the end of the month. No, see, Boo, they have engagement, or not engagement, accessibility options. They have it to, like, if you're colorblind, you can adjust for that. They have it if you are literally blind, you can play this game.
Where the fuck am I?
Oh, Ghost Rider? That's a deep cut. I remember Ghost Rider. Not very well, because that was super long ago, but I know what you're talking about with Ghost Rider. That's a deep cut right there. Things only early 90s kids would know. Dude, I watched so much Where in the World's Carmen Sandiego. That theme song is still so good. I literally played that game on PC, also thinking about that. So long ago, I used to have the PC game for Where in the World's Carmen Sandiego. I always loved mystery games, even when I was a kid.
Dina! Ellie! Where are you? I don't know!
Back in my
Keep
day.
talking! Ellie! Oh, thank God. Come on, this way. Where are we going? Just trust me. Get inside.
The problem is that if I write a review and I try to go for sarcasm, a lot of people don't catch up on that, and they could take it as either literally or as an insult. Sarcasm is, even if I try my best, is not easily conveyed on the internet. Because I can't go, no, that was just sarcasm, or that's just satire. I learned that during the Final Fantasy VII Remake review. People do not catch on to satire very well.
Alright, let's make sure it's clear.
Have to be careful. I don't care about offending people, because the internet, you're not going to please 100% of people, but I do care about my points being understood as well as I can. Okay. Most places have better computers than this in 2013. But alright. Are you telling me nobody wanted this library? Dude, a library would be so valuable in the post-apocalypse because there's so much stuff people need to learn, like how to grow crops properly, or how to tie knots, or how to filter your urine. You know, things like that. Like, and if anything, just as a distraction so you don't go crazy. Look at all those nonfiction books that are still here. Are you kidding me? People don't realize that in like a survival situation, knowledge is literally half the battle between you dying and not. Man, people in the future are dumb. No wonder we're doomed.
Doesn't feel like anyone's been here in a while.
Exactly what I said. How immersive. Alright, so we have two options to get out of here. We have this door and the other door.
Shit. I gotta see what's back there.
You can break windows.
What's going on?
I will give the game credit on this, though. The game, in this case, is not telling you break the window. As a player, we just kind of have to be like, hey, there's a giant window. I think I can probably smash it, and I was able to. Now, you can't smash everything because, you know, this is an engaging world, but I'm clicking the mash button, the melee button, and I can't actually do anything. Like, I can't pick up this fan and use it as a weapon. I can't pick up this toolbox. I can't pick up I can't knock over anything because this is an engaging world. I remember when Neil Druckmann was criticizing Red Dead 2, and he said, I don't like how in Red Dead 2, the players are forced to, in certain cinematic sequences, to do what the game tells them to do. I'm like, you mother effer. How dare you? With the games you put out. How dare you? Actually, when I think about it, he was right. You shouldn't limit player choices. Instead, you should give them absolutely no choices. and just make them follow exactly what you tell them to do. So I misunderstood what he was saying. I apologize.
Huh.
Are we gonna collect Firefly?
Definitely Eugene's place. He was a Firefly?
He served with Tommy.
I had no idea.
Yeah. They got this.
No, I want to visit the other door first. Hold on, I don't want to advance.
Like what?
He said he blew up a checkpoint, Denver QZ, killed 3 soldiers, and 2 civilians.
Jesus.
He also told me that he and Tommy
This door will probably be chained and locked, but okay. I guess there must have been a scene where I could have rattled this, but it's not letting me approach the door anymore. Okay.
And Joel did a lot to survive after the outbreak.
Dude, DVD player. It's amazing. No food or drink allowed. No fun, only engagement. Like, come on, give at least these little kid books to a little kid in the apocalypse. Like, come on. Let's be real. Just because you have a rough time. Look at this, a stuffed giraffe. You could give that to a kid. That would make a kid happy. What kid would not want, like, a little stuffed animal? We have the laziest looters here in the future. See, people thought it was zombies. It was just laziness. Oh, crap. Collectibles. Trading cards. Oh, these actually have lore on them. I can't care. That's clearly just the whatever collected thing in this game is. Instead of dog tags, it's trading cards. But unless I can pull them out of EA Ultimate Team packs, I'm not interested. Because I like where my money goes. I like virtual cards that are only good for one version of a game and are completely useless the following year. I love microtransactions. To me, the more microtransactions a game has, the better. I like giving more money to institutions that questionably use them in the development of future games to take more money out of my wallet. Is that a PlayStation 3? That is an OG PlayStation 3. That's the old fatty. And of course there's Uncharted and Jak and Daxter. The cheekiness. Yeah, are we experiencing the game, chat? Are we feeling engaged? Are you having... You can't have fun. So remember, fun is not on the menu. If you have fun, you're misunderstanding the purpose of this game. That was not the aim of this game, is not having fun. Instead, you need to be engaged with this game. You need to look at the things we need to look at. You need to touch the things we specifically touch at. Alright, we'll probably play for like 30 more minutes and then I'm going to go eat lunch. We've been doing this for 3 hours and then I'll come back probably in the afternoon and do a little bit more. Man, this is the slowest start I've seen on writing a recap in quite a while. Narratively speaking, we have done almost nothing. I didn't realize being engaged with so much would result in so little storytelling. Here's the thing, Strider. You looking at this game, you are 100% playing this game. You are literally playing this game the way it's intended to be making. Oh wait, was there lore there? I understand the original purpose of the Fireflies was to establish organized government again. but you know, they never really went over their plan to do so. All it was, hey, we're gonna fight militia military. Other than that, what was their actual step towards that plan? That was never clear.
Hey, found the generator.
Like, you have a working generator here? Are you effing kidding me that nobody looted this in 25 years? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Oh, hold on. It's one of those timing things. It used to be like a little bar, if I recall correctly. And it kind of went up and down a little bit.
That's better.
Oh, wow. Impressive workbench, Eugene.
Okay, so a dude lives here. I guess it makes sense that there's stuff. I will now apply screws and bolts to my gun. I'm really surprised that they just are not giving us a bow right off the bat. Is there anything worth upgrading here, I wonder? A lot of animation. Alright, stability. See, look, that's the weapon sway. That's always worth it. Capacity shouldn't really matter unless we're engaging in a really fast firefight. I'm gonna go with stability for now. Because if I'm gonna use my bolt action rifle, I want to make every shot count.
Yeah, this'll work.
I do like the animation that they put in that. They put some effort into making it seem like she's actually putting work into it. I enjoy watching the players, or watching the NPCs and main characters. I enjoy watching them engage with the world with expensive frame animation.
Oh, hello. Ellie, look at the floor. There's more stuff down there.
You see a way down?
Not here.
See, Mikano, the reason why we can't use Neil Dunkman's ego as a weapon is because they couldn't handle the edginess. It was too sharp for them to even handle putting into the game. They don't have access to that many triangles on this engine. Honestly, the technology is just limiting his overall artistic vision. You know, if I saw like a secret compartment, I would you know, try prying open the floor. I thought that's what they wanted me to do, but I can't engage with this world. I would literally pry open a floorboard and see what's down there, but... Am I supposed to... There's no button prompt there. I can't stomp it. I would take the space heater. Eugene doesn't know. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Stop, 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 stop. Do we know Eugene? Or is he a new character? I'm looking around to see if there's a tool we can use to bash that floor. Because I'm almost positive we're going to have to bash that floor. What's the trick to getting this? I'm a dumb player now. There's something below this too.
Oh?
Yeah.
I wanted to go check out that secret spot. Ugh. See, shame on me. I thought the world was engaging and I can engage in that secret spot. But no, I'm supposed to go to this area instead.
Come on.
What's he got down here?
Well, it's obviously a sex den. That's why he didn't tell you about it.
I hope it's a sex den. For his sake. He was so lonely, man.
Oh my god. It's weed.
That's a lot of dead weed. This explains a lot.
Like, I don't know why you need to have a secret weed factory. There's not exactly authorities that are gonna, like, bust up your drug dens. Like, you think people will just be growing this out in the open. For real.
Oh, there
That
we
seems
go.
unnecessary.
You think it's still good?
Does weed go bad?
Mm-hmm. Let's find out.
You having a hard time?
No, I got it.
So pro tip, if you ever need to open a jar
Give me that.
and it seems really tight,
Oh,
what
yeah,
you do is
like
you
you're
tap
gonna
the bottom, so like the air pressure will help make the top loose. You can open any really stuck jar that way.
Yeah.
No lie, try it next time. If you're like you're opening like a can of pasta sauce or
Fuck it.
salsa or something like that.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You sound like you need to
got it
chill
open,
out,
didn't I?
man. I think Eugene just grew the good stuff. Everyone else just grows the garbage stuff because he's an actual connoisseur.
Smells good.
I mean, gonna be stuck here a while, right?
Totally trapped.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't know, can you?
Scale of 1 to 10. 1 being like absolute trash. And 10 being
Like as good as the Last of Us game.
how would you rate our kiss from last night?
I kind of wish they showed it because I don't even know as the player what they're talking
Why are we
about.
Still talking about this. You said it was a mistake.
Did I say that?
All right, we are about 3 hours in. We are getting high.
What are you doing?
I asked you to rate our kiss.
Because that's what a secure person asks.
I don't know.
I give it a 6.
A 6? Wow.
Like a solid 6.
Okay.
There were a lot of people around.
Yeah, but 6.
Oh, what? I mean, now I really want to know how you'd rate it.
What are you, IGN? You gotta give it something a 10 out of 10?
I don't think you do.
Just on reputation?
You're infuriating.
Have you met you?
It's in the game later on? Okay, that's good.
You make me want to go back outside into that blizzard.
I do remember like a year or two ago when they were showing off Last of Us 2 trailers, there was that sort of festival scene, and she was deliberately kissing her to, I don't know, get back at some dude. I'm guessing the Asian guy.
This better be better than a 6.
But like, I don't know. They just kind of talk about it as if you already know what they're talking about. Joachim's like, this is engagement. I haven't touched a controller in 5 minutes. People said, you're going to get mad after the 2-hour mark. It's been 3 hours. We haven't done anything. And I don't think I've been playing particularly slow. I think I've been playing at a pretty natural pace. Okay, now we're Abby. Looks like we're switching back narratives. I'm okay with a dual narrative design. So here's a question. Will Abby uppercut a boulder at some point in this game? Alright, so one dude there, one dude there, one dude there. Man, I want to go eat lunch, but all of a sudden we're in a combat situation. Alright, we'll wrap this up.
Great. Infected.
Actually, are they clickers or are they infected? I kind of almost don't feel a point in sneaking because Abby can just punch dudes. Oh, there's actually a lot of them. Did you see that dude just walk past me? Oh, okay. We're supposed to run. Okay. Scripted running sequence. I was like, where the hell these things come out of the woodwork from? They didn't see me. Oh my god, Abby. Your short hop is ridiculous. Did you see me slide for a second there? That was so weird.
Okay, up this way.
Not that way.
Damn it!
I don't think I should have made that, but thanks, game. Appreciate it. Okay. Are they actually going to get through that fence? Let's see. Can I punch the fence? Nope. Abby can't phase through solid objects like Ellie can. Oh, yeah, I know. It kind of had that Days Gone sort of vibe. I know what you're talking about. Which was also inspired from, what is it, World War Z? With what? Who's in that? Brad Pitt, I think? I think it was Brad Pitt that was in that movie. So one of the fundamental issues I had with the story of the original Last of Us is that if you saw any 3 zombie movies, literally ever, you saw every plot twist happening. Oh, they grab her hat. I'm surprised none of them grab her ponytail. Punch him. Punch him. You have big arms. Oh, Joel.
We're gonna have to run. There's too many of them. I'll cover you. Keep going. Come on, this way. Through here. Oh shit! Hold up.
Nice one, Tommy. Except we all know Molotovs don't actually do shit in this game.
You okay?
Yeah.
Where the hell they all come from?
Yeah, I can actually take that. Sweet.
What does is where we go.
I was just gonna punch it because it was glass.
I reckon we go out the back. We can make a break for the lodge. I ain't got a better idea. Hey, you got a gun?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're a good shot. Keep up with us. We gotta warn everyone. Come back with a cleanup crew. We gotta live through this.
I swear, it may be the same guy, but the person who's playing Tommy is not going for the same inflections that I remember. And, you know, I played the game like just a couple weeks ago to refresh myself. I need a recap. You found a pipe. Now find some meat.
Come on! Hurry!
shotgun through me? Because I saw him hit like 2 dudes at once. That is an amazing ability. Oh, crowbar. That's cool.
That's our way out. You see a way up there? Here.
Remember when every crowbar in every game people were like half-life 3 confirmed? Like it was a meme
Hey,
at some
go!
point.
Give us a hand with this thing. Push it up under the cart. We're getting inside. I'll get the gondola to the window. You two keep those infected off of me. Damn, this thing is heavy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the moment they raise their arm, like, you can just hit L1 and just become invincible. Oh, shit. Yeah, Joel has, like, an amazing... Oh, shit. That's a bad one.
I got it. Just keep those infected away. I'm running low. Just need another minute.
Okay, game.
Through the window. Let's go. Hurry.
Get the window. Wait, what window? I wasn't paying attention. Where are we going? Shit. Oh.
I got you.
Thanks, my name is Joel. You may remember me as the Joel who killed a bunch of fireflies 5 years ago.
Come on.
I don't know why I randomly told you that. Oh shit. Okay. Don't slow down. Scripted zombies will attack you in scripted manners.
Through here. Let's go.
Thanks, man. Don't worry, we can't die because we have plot armor until a certain point.
Hey, I'm Tommy. That's Joel. What's your name?
Abby.
Abby. Are you okay?
She's got crazy eyes.
That ain't gonna hold. We gotta go back. We ain't outrun them all the way to Jackson. We need to barricade that door. Tommy, we cannot stay here. The horses ain't making it all that way.
My friends are at a mansion just north of here. It's fenced in. We have the whole perimeter secure.
It's a Baldwin, please. I could work.
All right. I'll get the door.
You ride with me.
I hope there's a snowboarding minigame down the mountain at some point. I would like to engage the game in that manner. Yeah, Abby, are you okay? Abby, are you okay? Are you okay, Abby?
When I was 12, I found a skateboard. And I tried to get on it. And it shot right out from underneath me.
Wait, how did you get the scar?
I fell on my knife.
She should totally ask her about the obvious bite mark on her arm.
Okay.
I'm actually infected. Oh, she did tattoo over it.
I did it myself.
Why?
Oh, she tried to first disguise it with a chemical burn. That's actually smart.
To cover a bite mark? Right here. I got jumped by...
Okay, now she is telling her. This is probably plot relevant.
up teeth marks and cysts and...
Ow! Fuck you.
What? Hey!
I told you a real fucking story.
I did tell you a real fucking story.
Oh, you want a bite mark?
What?
Do you hear that?
Jesse? Just stay there, okay?
Are you okay?
Just will
What's
you wait,
going on?
please? What? Just turn around. What are you doing?
Are you kidding me? You're supposed to be on patrol.
There's a blizzard outside.
Is that weed?
Why are you here?
People are counting on you. You get that? What we do matters.
Well, then why aren't you at the fucking lookout?
Because Tommy and Joel didn't show up.
What do you mean?
We waited for them for an hour. I was looking for their horses when I saw lights.
Maybe they just went back to...
I actually am okay with her telling the truth, and even Abby's like, "Pff, whatever, man.
How much of their region
Cool
have you covered?"
story. I'm actually okay with that.
Then we split up. Go at it from different sides. We can cover the whole thing in a few hours.
I don't like you riding solo. We don't know what's out there.
Exactly. What if they need help?
Okay, I'll head west. Dina can take south, and you come from the east. But be smart about it, yeah?
We don't want plot armor to fail on us now. We're not always invincible, only when the story needs us to be, okay? Okay, got it. Infinite ammo during cutscenes. I wish Molotovs were that effective.
Let's get inside!
They scared us.
How you guys doing?
We're good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Owen, that was his name.
No, it's all right. We'll just ride out the storm and we'll get out of here.
Got any brushes or towel or anything?
We were nothing but lucky.
You have no idea.
Y'all get electricity in here.
Where the fuck have you been?
There are solar panels on the roof.
Who are these people?
How long y'all been here?
Since yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yep.
What are y'all doing out this way?
Just passing through. You two live nearby?
We do. A few hours down the hill. Y'all should come back with us, restock before you head out.
Appreciate it. I'm Mel, by the way.
Tommy. This is my brother.
Okay, so that's the pregnant lady.
Joe.
Everybody's staring at him.
You heard of us or something.
There's only one man named Joel. Oh, wow.
Nora, all clear?
He's out. Put him against the wall.
Tommy! Get off me! Get off me! Puta madre.
WLR.
Joel Miller.
Who are you?
Guess.
I mean, it says WLR. What is that?
Why don't you say whatever speech you got rehearsed? Get this over with.
I mean, he's not wrong. Tell me this backstory.
Tourniquet his leg. Do it.
Mel is very pale, by the way. I mean, clearly Joel is the man they were hunting, because I remember when he said his name earlier, that girl, like, her eyes got super big. And clearly everybody also recognizes him. Are they Fireflies, or like a weird extremist division of them? I wonder. I'm surprised, first of all, that he even has a leg to stand on. Because she shot him in with a shotgun in the kneecap. I am surprised his leg is still attached.
Stupid old man. You don't get to rush this.
So is that the controversial scene people are talking about? Joel's dead now? Because Abby killed him?
Joel!
I have to admit,
Tommy!
if they literally do kill him, then that was a lot earlier than I was expecting.
Shit.
Oh, I guess we're gonna find out.
How do I get down there? Okay, Shimmer.
So here's the thing. I want to actually go eat lunch. And I actually find lunch a little bit... I want my desire to eat lunch is higher than my desire to find out if Joel just got clubbed to death by Abby. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with that. So, yeah, I'm surprised that they... I guess this is what people talk about after the 2-3 hour mark. That would be upset. Well, to be real, I thought Joel died in the first game when he first fell on the spike, and I thought that was actually a better delivery narratively if they had kept him dead. So in my mind, he kind of was already a dead man walking. And when he killed all those Fireflies, I was surprised they didn't hunt him down after that point. Just like the university people, they hunted him down across the state and went after him again. More or less, you know. They remembered him at least. They didn't hunt him down specifically. But, yeah, I mean... I can't say I'm overly shocked. I know, I feel like this is just like in Gladiator. Are you not engaged? Somebody has to have that meme out. I guarantee somebody has that meme out. Are you not engaged? Alright, well, So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to go eat lunch. Probably do another errand or two, and we're going to come back. If you guys like what you're seeing so far behind the scenes, watching me stream a brand new game and also recapping at the same time, great, come back and watch. If not, it was great having you guys alongside for the ride. It's always entertaining to have more people and new faces to talk to. I like how, like, he doesn't even say Joel Miller. It could have just been another guy named Joel. Like, imagine if his name was John. What's your name? John. The John? And just, like, anybody named John is just murdered. Watch him have, like, a closet of bodies of all dudes named Joel, but it's not the right Joel. Because nobody in the future named their kid Joel ever. To be fair, I actually don't know any Joels in real life, so if I did meet a guy named Joel, that is the only Joel that I know. I know a Joe. I know two Joes, but not a Joel. Yeah, you know, Marlene did talk about that. Like, almost all the Fireflies died. But they weren't the only Firefly group. And there were other military extremist factions, too. So, consequences. This is a game about consequences. Is that the theme of this game? Consequences? Is this the part... okay, so I hope at some point they do a zoom in on Ellie, and Ellie has that angry face that they use on the cover of the game. Because when they reveal the cover of the game, and I'm like, why is it just Ellie being in an angry face? Why is it the cover of the game? I wondered about that for like a year. And I guess we're going to find out. She's really, really mad. Yeah, Joel is now like gone the way of like Ferdinand or Agatha. They're just considered very old, antiquated name. But Abby's still in. I actually know two Abbys in real life, so I guess you could say I do know some Abbys. I don't know an Ellie. I think I knew an Ellie. I know a Jessie. I know 3 Marias. trying to think of like the names of other people we've met so far. I know like a bunch of Tommies. There's a bunch of Tommies out there. Tommy's a pretty common name, I feel. You know, just Thomas. Still going strong. Okay, so I'll let you guys sit on your emotions and your engagement. I do hope that none of you had fun, because if you did, shame on you. You should not be having fun with this experience. And yeah, we'll come back for it. Well, a little bit later. I don't know exactly when, but however you guys get the notification that I'm on, that's when I'll be. It may be odd hours, it might be late in the night, it might be in the middle of the day, but thank you so much for joining. I'm Onu Black Mage. We are doing the recap / review of The Last of Us Part 2. I'm going to go eat lunch. I'll come back later this afternoon. We'll pick up more where we left off, but until then, I'll see you in the next battlefield. Thanks for watching.